Ram कृष्ण हरे हरे
Page 119.
ओम सबके मन में राम बसे है, राम बसे है, राम बसे है।
सबके मन में
मुरली वाला सब कोई बोलो।
सबके मन में राम बसे है, राम बसे है, राम बसे है।
श्री राम कृष्ण सब कोई बोलो,
श्री राम कृष्ण सब कोई बोलो,
शारदा माता सब कोई बोलो,
शारदा माता सब कोई बोलो,
विवेकानंदा सब कोई बोलो,
विवेकानंदा सब कोई बोलो।
सबके मन में राम बसे है, राम बसे है, राम बसे है।
सबके मन में राम बसे है, राम बसे है, राम बसे है।
श्री राम कृष्ण सब कोई बोलो,
श्री राम कृष्ण सब कोई बोलो,
शारदा माता सब कोई बोलो,
शारदा माता सब कोई बोलो,
विवेकानंदा सब कोई बोलो,
विवेकानंदा सब कोई बोलो।
सबके मन में राम बसे है, राम बसे है, राम बसे है।
सबके मन में राम बसे है, राम बसे है, राम बसे है।
सबके मन में राम बसे है, राम बसे है, राम बसे है।
सबके मन में राम बसे है, राम बसे है, राम बसे है। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। श्री सियावर रामचंद्र की जय।
Om, page 61.
59 in the other book is page 59.
ओम अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
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 हनुमंत बाबा, हनुमंत बाबा,
हनुमंत बाबा, हनुमंत बाबा,
हनुमंत बाबा, हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा, हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
रामचंद्र का तुम ही हो दुलारा।
रामचंद्र का तुम ही हो दुलारा।
तीन लोक का तुम ही हो उजाला।
तीन लोक का तुम ही हो उजाला।
सोना के लंका जराते हुए हनुमंत बाबा।
सोना के लंका जलाते हुए
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा
अंजनी पवन का तुम ही हो प्यारा
अंजनी पवन का तुम ही हो प्यारा
भक्त जनों का तुम ही हो सहारा
भक्त जनों का तुम ही हो सहारा
साधु संत के तुम रखवारा
साधु संत के तुम रखवारे
राम का नाम सुनाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा
राम का नाम सुनाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा
संकट से हमको बचाना
संकट से हमको बचाना
राम की भक्ति सबको दिलाना
राम की भक्ति सबको दिलाना
भक्तों की भक्ति बढ़ाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा
भक्तों की भक्ति बढ़ाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो
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 राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय श्री सियावर
Revered Pravrajika Ishtaprana Mataji, respected elders, sisters, brothers, and loving children, Om Namo Narayanaya. We extend a very warm and loving welcome to each and every one of you to this afternoon's Sri Ram Naumi celebration. Swami Vivekananda said, "It is the patient building of character and the intense struggle to realize truth which alone will tell the future of humanity." Our speaker for this afternoon is Mr. Praval Maharaj, and his topic is character building in the Ramayana. We invite Mr. Maharaj to present his talk.
Om and salutations to Sri Ram, the bestower of inner peace, happiness, and balance, who removes the adversity of living beings and who grants favor and honor. To that Sri Ram, I bow again and again. Revered Pravrajika Ishtaprana Mataji, and dear devotees of Sri Ram, Om Namo Narayanaya. It is often said that to read the Ramayana is to read life. Every character, word, and event have deeper meanings for us to incorporate into our daily living. Generally, the events described in the Ramayana are tragic, with many characters undergoing much adversity. Hence, several character-building lessons can be learnt from the likes of Sri Ram, Lord Hanuman, Bharat, Mother Sita, and even Ravan. Sri Ram himself displayed the ideal relationships one should have between parent and child, siblings, spouse, and friends. When Sri Ram took birth on earth, it was for the reinstatement of dharma, or righteousness. Ravan was running havoc, and many people were suffering at his hands. So, Sri Ram became a symbol of light and hope. At the time of his birth, it was as if all the happiness in the world was present in Ayodhya. But when he left, that joy left too. Sri Ram gave up his entitlement, his right, in order to uphold the honor of his father, King Dashrath. Recalling how Kaikeyi was instigated into banishing Sri Ram and demanding Bharat as king, this became a turning point in the Ramayana. It would have been very easy for Sri Ram to say that the promises of his father did not bind him, but the Lord chose to honor both Dashrath and Kaikeyi, and thus showed the difference between what is right and what is easy. And so Sri Ram left the kingdom, along with Lakshman and Mother Sita. And unfortunately, his two other brothers, Bharat and Shatrughna, were not there at the time. Even more tragically, Dashrath passed away due to the separation from Sri Ram. And so, when Bharat and Shatrughna returned, they were deeply pained by the events that had transpired. They had lost their father to death and their two brothers and sister-in-law to a promise. It was so unexpected that Bharat refused to be coronated and went straight to the forest, hoping for the others to return. This time, Sri Ram, Lakshman, and Mother Sita were grieved when they heard about Dashrath's passing. To know that a point of honor and righteousness still had a tragic outcome would hurt anyone. At this point, Bharat's character was beautifully exemplified. Despite all the happenings and tragedies, he dutifully ensured that his elder brother performed Dashrath's last rites, after which he pleaded with Sri Ram and Mother Sita to return to Ayodhya. He put forth a number of scenarios that he felt would still honor their father. He selflessly proposed that he remain in the forest in Sri Ram's stead, and that his elder brother and Mother Sita return. If this were not enough, he suggested that the other brothers, Lakshman and Shatrughna, also remain in exile with him, as long as Sri Ram and Mother Sita did not have to endure the hardships of the forest. Such was Bharat's devotion to Sri Ram. Of course, Sri Ram had to remain in the forest in order to fulfill his destiny. The Lord explained that he had to uphold their father's honor, more so after the king's death. Sri Ram told Bharat that Ayodhya needed him, and so Bharat despondently returned with Sri Ram's sandals, which he placed on the throne. Like Sri Ram, Lakshman, and Mother Sita, Bharat lived an ascetic life on the outskirts of Ayodhya, while Shatrughna ran the day-to-day responsibilities of the kingdom. Neither brother claimed the throne in honor and respect of their late father and eldest brother. And while they forfeited the power, they did not forfeit their responsibilities, thus showing us selflessness and right conduct. Another character that teaches us so much about character building and inner strength is Mother Sita. First, she sacrificed her home to go with Sri Ram into the forest, something she didn't have to do. She could have very well stayed in the comforts of the palace, but she made a noble choice to stand by her beloved, to support Sri Ram in his promise. And despite that noble choice, she still suffered, because later she lost her freedom when Ravan abducted her. She was taunted and bullied by demonesses. She was left pining for the Lord. And even though Sri Ram came to rescue her, Mother Sita's integrity and dignity was still questioned by the people of Ayodhya, since she had spent about a year in Ravan's clutches. And so Mother Sita left her home again. She sacrificed her love for the benefit of Ayodhya and for the very people who doubted her, because she knew the suffering that they had endured in the absence of their king. But they didn't know about her suffering, and yet she still made a selfless choice, free of malice and free of guilt. She understood that progress demands sacrifice, but she never pitied herself for being the one to continuously make those sacrifices. That is character. You know, Abraham Lincoln once spoke of character too, and he said that it's like a tree, and reputation is like its shadow. The shadow is what we and others think of it, but the tree, that's the real thing. So often we aim to have good character in order for others to admire us, but we should realize that good character is just as important for ourselves, for our own growth and development, so that we may help others in a completely selfless manner. And who better represents this idea than Lord Hanuman? After the abduction of Mother Sita, Sri Ram and Lakshman searched far and wide. They came across some truly remarkable characters like Shabari, who had waited her entire life just to see the Lord. Another was Jatayu, the king of the eagles, who had sacrificed himself to try and save Mother Sita. But the character who was able to eventually reunite Sri Ram and Mother Sita was someone many would have glossed over. Even Ravan, who had numerous boons, did not consider arming himself against the Vanars, or the monkey race, since he saw them as inferior. But sources of hope and inspiration are often found in the most unlikely places. Lord Hanuman was the first Vanar ally that Sri Ram and Lakshman met. And just from that initial meeting, Hanuman was able to recognize Sri Ram as the Lord of the universe. Sri Ram then assisted Sugriv, another Vanar, in repossessing the kingdom of Kishkinda. And Sugriv, in return, offered his services in locating Mother Sita. It was Hanuman who then found Mother Sita in Lanka after taking Sri Ram's name and leaping across the ocean. While in Lanka, he befriended Vibhishan, the brother of Ravan and a demon by nature. Although Vibhishan yearned for the darshan of the Lord, he felt himself unworthy. However, it was Hanuman who inspired Vibhishan and told him of the infinite compassion of Sri Ram that went beyond class, race, and gender. Hanumanji was also able to find and uplift Mother Sita, ensuring her that the Lord was on his way. Later, upon his return to Kishkinda, Hanumanji informed Sri Ram of Mother Sita's whereabouts, and so began the construction of the great bridge between India and Lanka. Hence, we see that Hanuman not only built a bridge, but became one. First, between Sugriv and Sri Ram, and later for Sri Ram and Mother Sita. He never judged anybody, and he never took credit for his accomplishments, thus teaching us about acceptance, humility, perseverance, and inner character. However, sometimes even our good deeds, though harder to perform, may not entirely remove the effects of the bad ones. People tend to admire all the good someone has done, but they'll also remember just one bad thing. Or worse, they'll fill in the blanks. And we saw this with Mother Sita. Redemption is still possible, though, for anyone. Maybe not in the eyes of others, but in the eyes of God, most definitely. Even Ravan, who had committed heinous sins against the world and against Sri Ram, was ultimately forgiven by Sri Ram himself. Sri Ram was willing to spare Ravan despite the abduction of Mother Sita, despite the cruelty and the merciless killing. In our minds, when we read the Ramayana and we hear about these incidents, we would still view Ravan as the villain, as the bad guy. But in God's eyes, Sri Ram's eyes, Ravan was someone who had simply lost his way, someone who had given in to base desires and always made the easy and selfish choices. And despite the many chances that Sri Ram gave Ravan, Ravan did not submit. His own arrogance and greed blinded him and ultimately led to his destruction. And yet, after all the strife and all the devastation, Sri Ram still honored Ravan by granting him a dignified funeral. This is somewhat reminiscent of the words of Sri Krishna, who encourages us to regard all in the same manner, be it friend or foe, to be the same in heat and cold, pleasure and pain, honor and dishonor. For if we are truly satisfied in our real selves, then there would be nothing to gain in this world by what is done, nor lost by what is not done. Hence, it's not always about removing the adversity itself, but rather removing our negative perceptions. The adversity is the external entity, but the suffering, that's us. It's within, it's our own. Our doubts, our fears, our insecurities that we have enabled and given power. So, it's fitting too that we take that power back, to be more formidable and unwavering as our own friend rather than our own foe. And although we might choose righteously or honorably, it does not always guarantee a happy ending. And we saw this with Sri Ram and Dashrath and Sri Ram and Mother Sita. Nonetheless, we owe it to ourselves and to others to be the best version we can be. Because character is not about basking in the sunlight. It's about braving and overcoming the storm. So during this auspicious occasion of Sri Ram Naumi, we pray to Sri Ram to help us, guide us, and bless us. Jai Sri Ram.
Thank you, Prabal. Dear sisters and brothers, we will chant from the Ramayana as we had chanted yesterday, the Ayodhya Kand. On the top of the page on the left-hand side begins with Magu Magu. Firstly, the prayer to Sri Ram on page 11.
सदा चली आई प्राण Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Nahi asatya samapataka puja Giri samahohi ki kotika gunja Satya mula sab sukrita suhai Ved purana vidita man gai Tehi par Ram sapath kari ai Sukrita saneha avadhi raghulai Baat dridai kumati hasi boli Kumat kumhimat pulah janu koli Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om 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 Bhot manorat subhag bano Sukha subihanga samajo Bhilli nij charan chahati Vachan bhayan karu baju Shri Syavar Ramachandra ki jai Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai Shri Ambe Ambe Mata ki jai Deen Dayal Deen Dayal Deen Dayal Hari Deen Dayal Deen Dayal Deen Dayal Deen Dayal Hari Deen Dayal
meditate for a few moments, just reflect on how we too can be helped by these beautiful stories that we hear, how we can improve, how we can come closer to God, remove the veil of ignorance, remove the cloud of misunderstanding and grief, and allow the bright sun, the Atman, to shine in our hearts. King Dashrath said to Mother Kaikeyi, "Please do not charge me with a lie, but for 2 boons ask for 4, and you shall have them. It has ever been a rule in the house of Raghu to lose life rather than break a promise. Even a multitude of sins cannot equal a lie. Can millions of tiny gunja seeds make a mountain? Truth is the root of all noble virtues, as the Vedas and the Puranas declare, and as Manu, the first lawgiver of the world, the author of the Manusmriti, has expounded. Moreover, I have unwittingly sworn by Ram, Lord of the Raghus, who is the very perfection and the highest embodiment of affection. Having thus firmly bound him to his word, the evil-minded queen smiled and said, revealing her wicked scheme and losing, as it were, the bandage from the eyes of a cruel hawk. Mother Kaikeyi said, "Hear, my beloved Lord, and grant me the boon my soul desires. Install Bharat as regent, and for the second boon I beg with folded hands, fulfill, my lords, my desire. Let Ram dwell in the forest for 14 years, a perfect anchorite, clad in the hermit's garb." At these words of the queen, the king's heart grew faint. Paralyzed with horror, the king could utter no word. The monarch was as crestfallen as a palm tree struck by lightning. We remember the beautiful saying of the Holy Mother, Sri Sarada Devi, "Never utter anything that brings harm to anyone or hurts anyone's feelings." And our revered Big Swamiji used to say, if you cannot help, do not do damage. Rather keep quiet and stay away. If you cannot help any situation, it is better to keep quiet. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om, Om
Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Let us lovingly stand and offer the Aarti, page 240.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम कर्पूरतारं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवन् भवानी सहितं नमामि भवन् भवानी सहितं नमामि मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय तनोहरि सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम तत्सत् जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय महामाई की जय स्वामी जी महाराज की जय गंगा मात की जय महावीर स्वामी जी की जय पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव की जय श्री सियावर रामचंद्र की जय ओम नमो नारायणाय
Om Namo Narayanaya.